So there's a couple different ways into silence. There's two main pathways into the silence of meditation. One is the one I often teach, just focus. Pick something with focus. And we hold the mind still. It's almost like we're tying the mind to a chair and just holding it. It's like, stay still. And that works for a lot of people. You know, it helps build our concentration very quickly. You know, even if we get, distracted, just that action of, no, I'm going to focus and pulling it back. It's like lifting weights. So we get very, very strong very, very quickly, which is why that's a technique I often teach. Because then it makes our mindfulness practice easier as well. Because then we train the mind that, okay, now I'm drifting into bizarre, angry land. I'm going to pull myself back to beauty and gratitude. And, oh, look, there I go again, off into sorrow. Nope, I'll pull myself back to beauty and gratitude. So that's one way. There's another way that's based on the Vipassana teachings. And that is to simply let the mind go until it runs out of steam. It's a little trickier, I find. But some people, especially if you're stuck in a phase where your mind is just going and going and going and going, you can't. You're trying to tie it down and hold, but that just hurts and it's not working. It's just not working. So instead you say, okay, mind, you want to run, go ahead and run, but we're going to just sit here and watch. And so you just completely let go of control of the mind, where you just let the thoughts go and you let the thoughts go. Now here's where it gets tricky, because you're letting the thoughts run, but you're not running with them. Instead, you're just going to stay here and sit and watch where they go without judgment. So your mind goes and it spirals off into some weird dark place. You're not like, oh God, I'm in a dark place. No, you're just, oh, look, I'm in a weird dark place. My thoughts are in a weird dark place. Where is it going? And there's no judgment upon it. So you take your meditation period, however long you're going to sit, if it's going to be for 10 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour, and you say, okay, I'm just going to sit and watch. Where does my mind go? And every time you catch yourself becoming engaged, then you pull back. And a technique that's very useful is then you label whatever you've got engaged in. So if it's, oh, look, I just got engaged in anger. This is what anger looks like. And you watch all the mind states and all the thoughts that support that state of anger. Without judging it as good or bad, you just watch it. And then it might switch over and be something happy, bright, and bouncy. And you're like, oh, look. And you get all involved in that, and you start planning and get real excited, and you say, oh, wait a minute. Excitement. So I'm going to label that excitement. And I'm going to pull back and just watch. And you spend your meditation period just watching. So you can try that this week and see if that helps. Okay. And then come back and tell me.
Okay.
Tell me how that worked. But that's the really important thing, is you don't judge it, don't engage it, just let it run its course. And what you'll find, if you can do that, if you can stay that detached of just watching, eventually the thoughts themselves will run out of energy. And then you'll just very slow, they'll slow down, and then all of a sudden you'll notice there's just silence. Yeah, so play with that. I mean, you've fought enough. You tried to drop down, drag out, fight, and beat yourself up into submission. And sometimes the submission hold doesn't work. So you say, okay, run free, little mind, run free. See where you take me. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to learn more, please visit my website at Jenna Sundell, www.jennajoy.com.